It's a beautiful night tonight to be able to celebrate this 20 years of this milestone. For many communities, they will look at us in Tyler and wonder, how did we get here? And it's because of just the forethought that went in to this as far as 20 years ago and what we've been able to accomplish since. In 1995, Tyler voters took a bold step in approving a half-cent sales tax to be used for infrastructure improvements. Led by then City Councilman Kevin Eltife, who would go on to become Tyler's mayor and then on to State Senate, and then Assistant City Manager Pinkley Butler, a group of Tylerites came together with a vision for the future of Tyler. They asked themselves how a new tax could truly benefit the city as a whole. They listened to what the people of Tyler wanted and committed to dedicating the tax revenues to improving infrastructure throughout the city: parks, recreational facilities, and roads. Today, the city of Tyler has the lowest tax rate in Texas among communities of comparable size. Property tax rates have decreased by almost 60% since voters approved the measure, falling from 52 cents to the current rate of 22 cents per $100. Cities like Abilene, Denton, and Beaumont, all with populations around 100,000, have tax rates exceeding 62 cents. So again, think about that. A 60% decrease on your property tax rate in these years. Another commitment made by the half-cent sales tax campaign committee was that the funds collected would not be commingled with the city's general funds, and that a separate entity would be established to help prioritize projects. In the year following the passage of the tax, the half-cent sales tax board was established. The board is composed of the representative from each of Tyler's 6 districts and the mayor. Members are nominated by the elected city council or by elected council members from their district and ultimately approved by the city council at large. Now I'd like to introduce our councilman and half-cent sales tax and current board chairman, Mark Whatley.
They've got us on a script, which is probably good for me, so I'll stay on that. Each year, a public meeting is held to get input from the community about projects under construction. The half-cent board meets monthly to prioritize potential projects and creates an annual work plan that acts as our recommendation to the city council. The council then considers the work plan and makes whatever adjustment it deems necessary. Projects are then funded as cash becomes available. Since the establishment of the half-cent sales tax in 1995, 20 years ago, nearly $170 million of capital improvement projects have been funded. As I understand it, we may have collected close to $196 million of money from the sales tax program. And they have decreased the property tax by 60% and paid off all of the general obligation debt. And I remember this, Joey, we were out there at the airport in 2008. That was the last of the general obligation debt. And to think about it, we did all of this in 13 years from the time it started, and we've been debt-free since that time. What that means to the tax-paying citizens of Tyler is that we still have one of the lowest property tax rates in the state, not to mention our AAA bond rating. Somebody asked me the other day, I think it was the TV station, what would be your recommendation to future councils? And my recommendation is don't mess with it. It's working. So this time I'd like to introduce our city engineer, Carter Delleney. Carter kind of runs everything at the half-cent sales tax, kind of, because Amy does all the work. Amy Downey back here too, I'd like to recognize her. She does a great job. So Carter, come on up.
Well, as Mark alluded to, I do have the great honor and pleasure of being the liaison between the half-cent sales tax board, which is its own separate corporation, and the city council staff and just other department leaders around the city of Tyler. So it's really a blessing that I get to be a part of this, and I'm honored. And as I mentioned, I get to work closely with department leaders such as Davis Dixon out at the airport and Stephanie Rawlings out at the Parks Department, of course Chief Swindle with the Police Department, and then Chief Johns as well with the Fire Department. So again, I enjoy working with those folks to make this program what it is, and man, to be here 20 years later, it's fantastic, and I'm excited.
Since Mayor Seeber is here, I would like to invite him up to the podium to give the closing remarks and anything he'd like to add. We appreciate you being here. Come on.
Where's my script?
You always wrote your own.
Thanks, I did. It wouldn't have done any good anyway. Gosh, I was not, 20 years ago, I remember sitting at Rick's waiting on election returns with Councilman Eltife before he was mayor, and we were kind of nervously awaiting those results, and then a big celebration. I will remind you, since I'm not elected and not scripted, maybe I'll speak more freely, but I'll remind you that it was not a slam dunk election. There were those who were opposed to the half-cent sales tax because they didn't believe that elected officials would do what they said they would do, and we had the opportunity to prove them wrong. So we reduced the property tax rate by over 60%, which means we put money back in the pockets of the property owners in Tyler. We eliminated general obligation bond debt, and we paid cash for capital improvements. Not ever done anywhere else that I can remember. Credit goes to Senator Eltife, Pinckney Butler, the council at the time, for the vision to make this happen. And I had the great opportunity to kind of be along for the ride right after that. But it's a testament, I think, to the people of the city of Tyler, the leadership in the city of Tyler today, that we have stayed the course. It's a great program. We continue, you drive all around our city from the Grande extension between Broadway and 110 Troop Highway, Earl Campbell Parkway, Faulkner Park. A lot of people don't remember, Faulkner Park was built with half-cent sales tax funds. Now at Faulkner Park, the new police substation is being built. All over the city. We see the results of the vision of those people that came before us, and so I was privileged to be a part of it, and all of you here obviously have been too, so thank you for staying the course. It's been a great program, so thanks for letting me say so.
Now we have refreshments. Y'all please stay and visit with one another. And we have some of the programs up on the wall. Sit around and view it. And then Beverly April would love for y'all to buy art that's on the wall. It's part of the, but y'all enjoy yourselves and enjoy your night.